Hi there, Davy Cretin from Cretin Classics, here to talk about the brand new Styx single, Build and Destroy. Also going to mention the video that they put out, but before I do that, quickly, I just want to run through a smattering of my Styx collection. I'm going to start it off with a piece of vinyl from Record Store Day. This is from 2021. And this is the same Stardust EP. Still sealed, by the way. Haven't even opened it yet. So we'll start with that. And now I got a pile of CDs to show you fast. Tommy Shaw's Bluegrass solo record, The Great Divide. Still sealed. I have an open copy somewhere. Crash of the Crown, where some of the songs from the vinyl I showed you. This is their most recent studio album. The Mission, the previous studio album. Got a copy of Cornerstone here on CD. A collection called Icon. Here's the classic lineup of Styx. No longer together, sadly. 2 CD collection. This is something you should have if you don't have it. It has an extended version of Man in the Wilderness, 1 extra minute on it. So you should really get this excellent 2 CD collection. Live at the River's Edge, a live album with some very unusual cuts on it. Has Everything Is Cool on here live. It has Brave New World live on here. And Edge of the Century, so some songs that they don't even do anymore. Here's an import CD, Greatest Hits. It has 17 cuts. Here's a Russian import CD. It's Pieces of 8 coupled with the debut Styx album. Unofficial in America, maybe legal in Russia, who knows? Its counterpart, Cornerstone and Styx 2, 2 on 1 CD. Here's a bootleg CD called Best Ballads. It has 16 songs. It's made to look real with a barcode, but it's a bootleg. Here is my 24 karat gold CD of The Grand Illusion in a nice little slip sleeve. It even has the poster, the fold-out poster, a smaller version of it from the old vinyl from back in the day. Almost done with the show and tell. I got a 2 CD import, remastered on BGO of Equinox and Crystal Ball. This is a Japanese CD. I don't have the Obi strip. It has 18 cuts. You could see maybe the small writing at the bottom here is in Japanese. And it's only stuff from 73 and 74. So you got stuff from Styx 2, 3, and 4. And last but not least, a 2 CD bootleg CD called, what is it? Winterland Illusion. And this is from January 28th, 1978. So it's the Grand Illusion Tour. 2 CDs. And it's got some unusual tracks on it. It has them doing Midnight Ride with Tommy Shaw. And Born for Adventure with Tommy Shaw. And Born for Adventure was the encore. Wow, things were way different back in 1978. So this is when the Grand Illusion became a hit and they started headlining some shows. So without further ado, after that little bit of show and tell, let's talk about track 2 on the forthcoming Styx album. It's going to be called Circling from Above. Coming out officially July 18th of this year, 2025, but it will be available at shows, and they actually debuted the new single, Build and Destroy, at the show last night. I am taping this on Thursday the 29th. Last night, Wednesday, May 28th, they debuted Build and Destroy in Greenvale, South Carolina for the first time. The song is 3 minutes and 52 seconds. And it's from the tour they're currently on, the Brotherhood of Rock tour with Kevin Cronin, who used to be in REO Speedwagon, and Don Felder, who used to be in the Eagles. Now you have the 7-man lineup on the new record, Circling from Above. I'm not sure who exactly plays on Build and Destroy, but the lineup of the band, and I'm going to go from the original first member to the newest member. Chuck Panazzo on bass, some backing vocals very occasionally. James J.Y. Young on guitars and vocals. Tommy Shaw, guitars and vocals. Todd Zuckerman, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, drums and percussion. He does sing too, but not in Styx because he's such an amazing drummer. He has no time to sing behind the drum kit. Lawrence Gowan on keyboards and vocals. Will Ivankovich on guitars and backing vocals. And the newest member who joined last year, Terry Gowan, Lawrence's brother, on bass and backing vocals. All the songs on the new record are written by different combinations of Tommy Shaw, Lawrence Gowan, and Will Ivankovich. So I'm not sure who exactly wrote this song, but the one who initially had the idea for the song was Larry Gowan. Now, I am currently doing a series on the band Styx. It's called the Styx series on the YouTube channel Grant's Rock Warehouse. We've had 6 episodes so far, and in June, we are filming our 7th episode. We're going through the whole Styx catalog, and of course, we will do an episode on the brand new album, Circling from Above. So if you haven't seen any of those episodes on Grant's Rock Warehouse, look for them. We do the first and second album, then we do Serpent and Miracles, yada, yada. And we've done through Kilroy Was Here and the live album. Okay, this song, this new song, Build and Destroy, is definitely a headphone song. You have to listen to it in headphones and earbuds. There's lots of ear candy there, and you get a much better sense of the guitars, which I didn't really hear except in the middle section until I listened to it on headphones. And you hear the bass presence more in headphones. Nice extra percussion bits and keyboard bits, and the panning of the vocals at the end of the song from one speaker to the other, back and forth. Very cool effects, so I recommend you listen to the song on headphones. Now, Lawrence Gowan starts out the song. I mean, there's some percussion from Todd, and then I think he's playing maybe a Hohner clavinet. It's definitely an electric piano, but more likely a Hohner clavinet, because you get that vibe like Stevie Wonder's Superstition. And it's very funky, and you get this great syncopated groove from the rhythm section from Terry and Todd on bass and drums, respectively. So it's got this funky groove. You get great syncopation from the rhythm section, and then you hear some slight rhythm electric guitars, and then you get a lot of Lawrence's lead synth lines on here. You get Lawrence Gowan on lead vocals. You get a lot of harmonies by Tommy Shaw. It's almost a duet because they really sing the bulk of the song together. And they have an excellent vocal blend between their voices. And this was something I first noticed on the 2003 album, Cyclorama. There's a song on there called Fields of the Brave, which is one of the better songs on Cyclorama. Cyclorama is a better album than you think it is. So go back and listen to it. So I saw the band on the Cyclorama tour at the Nassau Coliseum. I think they were playing with Journey. Maybe REO Speedwagon, who knows. But at any rate, they went into Fields of the Brave, and I said, oh, it's going to be so cool because there's a great section of the midsection of the song where Gowan and Shaw sing together. The mics went out. The vocal mics went out. So I'm waiting to hear this great section of the song, and the vocal mics crapped out. So they're playing the song instrumentally. Eventually, the mics came on, missed that whole section of the song. And I remember that because I was so disappointed about that. But at any rate, getting back to this song, Build and Destroy, great vocal blend between Shaw and Gowan on this song. Lawrence Gowan has really proggy keyboards throughout the song. And on the last few records, Mission and Crash of the Crown, he's gone back to like old school 70s keyboards, less the modern sounds, so you get some nice keyboard sounds throughout the song. A little over a minute in, the lyrics mention AI, and that is going to be important when we get to talking about the video. I think the whole theme of the song here is about AI. Will it build us up or will it destroy us? That's my take on the lyrics. Get a very catchy chorus, get some nice drum work and bass work by Todd and Terry. A minute 45 in, you get this higher intensity bridge or middle eight section, a vocal section. Then at 2 minutes, 2 seconds into the song, you get a Tommy Shaw wah-wah guitar solo. I'm pretty sure it's Shaw because he always played wah-wah throughout Styx's career, and JY wasn't a wah-wah player. At 2:22 into the song, you get a Gowan synth solo that's really good, very proggy, excellent touch. At 2:37 into the song, you go back to the syncopated musical verses. Now, the last chorus ends at about 3:14, even though the song is 3 minutes, 52 seconds long. And then you get this extended, slow fade out where you hear some acoustic guitar, which is really cool. You hear some bass, nice synth work still, bit of percussion by Todd, and you get the vocals going from one side to the other. So it's a great effect. That's why you have to listen to it in headphones. And as a first taste for the album, I really like this song. I think it's really good. I've listened to it probably about 24 times to get ready to tape this show. However, I don't want to really give away what I think about The Mission and Crash of the Crown because we haven't gotten to those albums on Grant's Rock Warehouse yet, but we will in a couple of months because the next show we're doing is the 90s. We are doing Edge of the Century, and we're doing Brave New World. So a couple more months, we'll finish up with the series with an episode on the new album. So I don't really want to give away what I think about the two most recent studio albums. But what worries me is I saw the lengths of all the songs from the forthcoming album. And there are no songs over 4 minutes. And that has me slightly worried, because this is the third longest track on the album at 3:52, and the other songs are only a few seconds longer than this song. Now, the songs here are longer than Crash of the Crown, but my fingers are crossed that the rest of the album is as good as this first single. But a lot of times bands release the best song as the first single, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with the album, but I guess we'll see shortly when the record comes out. Now, talking about the video for a moment, I hope I pronounced this gentleman's name right. It's directed by a guy named Jay Zybarth, Ziebarth, Zybarth. Not sure how he pronounces it. Now, I did some research on this guy, although he's not really easy to find on the internet, but he was 1/3 of a creative team. There was a show in Canada called Sons of Butcher, and it would also featured his brother Trevor Zybarth and a guy named Dave Dunham. And this was a Canadian animated TV show, and it was like a black comedy satire on the music business about a rock band. So the show Sons of Butcher, or SOB as I like to call it, was an animated series. So I'm guessing that Lawrence and Terry, since they're Canadian, live in Canada when they're not touring with the band. In 2007, I didn't write down the date, but it was 2007, I think this aired for 2 seasons in Canada, 2007, 2008. I'm guessing they were fans of this show, and somehow they tracked Jay down to do the video. Or maybe because the series only lasted 2 seasons and it was animated, he moved from animation to AI because that's the wave of the future. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So the video features all AI, and it has slightly odd-looking versions of all 7 band members. They're all in it. I don't know if they all play on the song, but all 7 of them are featured in this video. And besides the AI versions of the band, you get some nice backgrounds, nice colorful backgrounds. You also have a lot of birds in the video. You have bees. You have a lot of honey, a spaceship, the band playing instruments, sort of playing, but not playing instruments. You get nice shots of nature, a satellite dish, and a giant honey tower. So is this song about the birds and the bees, or is it about AI? You can go either way with it. Now, the ending is a tad ambiguous of the video itself, but I'll let you decide what happens. Lawrence Gowan's character in the video sprouts wings from his back, and he points skyward. He points to the sky, and you see the rest of the band, and you think they're all going to fly off this cliff. Yet, instead, the other 6 members of the band jump off the cliff into a ravine, and it's dark, and you see them falling down the ravine, and then instead of them coming up with their wings, because they had wings on their back that just didn't sprout open like Gowan's did, birds, black birds, fly up from the ravine. So the question I have is, when they jumped off the cliff and they sort of died, does that signal the cycle of life and rebirth? Were they reborn as birds that flew into the air? Or is this about AI killing itself? Very interesting. You could go a few ways with this video. So it is a cool video. It's definitely worth seeing. So I like the new Styx song. I have high hopes for the record, but with no song over 4 minutes, progressive rock, prog rock, a lot of it stretches out. And on the last few albums, they've gone back to prog rock. Crash of the Crown did not have very long songs. The Mission had some long songs. So, fingers crossed that the record is as good as the single, but we'll have to see what happens in July. But if you go see the band this summer, allegedly, you could buy the CD or the vinyl at the show. So the record, once again, the song that we just spoke about, is Build and Destroy, and the full album is called Circling from Above, due out officially July 18th of 2025. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. What do you think of the new Styx single? Do you have high hopes for the record? Do you not like this version of the band? Let me know what you think below, because I know the fan base of Styx has been divided for over 25 years now about what's going on with this band. And look for me on Grant's Rock Warehouse with the Styx series. As I said, we've done 6 episodes. Number 7 is coming soon in June. And remember to rock out, prog on, and pogo. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Davey Cretin for Cretin Classics, over and out.